So last clip you just seen would have been me arriving and landing at Birmingham Airport, and I have done 2 Birmingham vlogs before. One in May last year, one in November. But I'm not actually in Birmingham this time. I have headed south and I am in Tewkesbury in Gloucestershire, and I'm heading to Retro Sect. Now, Retro Sect is a rather large retro gaming store, but it also has some other features. It actually has a retro car showroom as well, which I'm really looking forward to checking out. I think it's got some arcade machines as well. I think it's more than just a retro game store. I think from what I've seen online that it's very much old school. But as the title suggests, we are here hunting the grail. This is a 600-mile round trip to hunt that grail. Can we find a minty copy of Sleeping Dogs for the Xbox? Failing that, we will try and build one of the other collections and we'll see what we can find. But I have cheated this time. I have looked on Stock Checker and CEX. I know that in some of my routes back to the airport, I might, if I've got time tomorrow when I'm heading home, I might jump in and see if I can pick up copies and see what they look like for the purpose of the hunt. But yeah, all the way here, Retro Sect. Let's see what we've got. It's quite innocuous. It's actually really completely missed it, but it is like a kind of almost like a warehouse, an industrial unit. That was Retro Sect in Tewkesbury near Gloucester. Now, that actually might be my favourite of all the retro game shops that I've been in. And the reason for that was it felt like a very curated and deliberate shop. The actual store area was relatively small, however, it didn't feel like one of those ones that's just overly compact with just stuff everywhere, which some that I've been in have felt like. It felt very deliberate, and it was an absolute treasure trove of just all things nostalgia and retro. Now obviously the goal of this was to hunt down that elusive mint condition copy of Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition with a cardboard sleeve. And unfortunately, not in luck. And the reason for that was I was spoken to the owner, is that his opinion is that games should be able to fire into a drive or fire into a console, press play, and away you go. None of this download stuff after sticking a disc in. So he basically stops at Xbox 360 and PS3, which I think is cool. It's like a really good way to run that business, and that he has his principles for gaming and retro gaming, and that's where he cuts off, which was cool. Really interesting conversation. A couple of PCs that stood out to me though massively. I mean, the amount of Game Boys and Nintendo consoles was stunning, but some of the old Nintendo cardboard was just incredible in terms of condition. Better than I've ever seen. That copy of Pokemon Blue for 129 quid is about the best condition copy I've seen at that price, and actually later in the video I will show you a worse condition copy for pretty much the same price. I think it was a £5 difference in the day. And I have seen more expensive copies that are mint, but yeah, it probably helps it's a protective case. But as a grail that Ross is chasing, it's one he's looking to add to his collection at some point. And I actually sent him out and said, like, this is the best copy I've seen at that price. Thought very, very fair price. And again, talking to the owner, everything is priced on condition, which is great for me as a collector who wants a nice conditioned, curated collection rather than just one of everything. Another thing that said it to me was Mario Tennis on the Game Boy. That really hit me in the nostalgia feels. I had a bootleg copy back in the day. I think I bought it in Spain or Cyprus or somewhere on holiday, and I just, even now I'm sitting here putting this together and I'm regretting not picking it up, and I don't really know why, because it's a game that I want to play and it was almost like too good a condition to play. I'm going to do a video in a few weeks where I start building a Switch collection, because I have a Switch and have no games for it, because it was a freebie. I think I'll pick up Mario Tennis Aces on that. It was just a little bit much for somebody who's not a Nintendo collector to buy it. I don't know, it was 50 quid or whatever it was, but it was just worthwhile having that conversation, I think, with a guy that was just chatting about these old games, but really, really focused on condition, which was amazing. Now, the good thing is there are still some pickups for the shop, which you'll see in the video, and I'm just going to show you them right now. The first one was SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. Now, I am collecting all mainly WWE games for anybody that's new, from WWF Attitude and SmackDown, the PS1 days, all the way through the modern ones. You can see the growing collection is just right there. The reason I'm doing this is I love the WWE games, I always have, and I got rid of most of them when I was younger, either charity donations or selling them off. So building that collection back up. I'm buying them on the consoles I had at the time, so PS1, PS2, 360, One, Series X kind of thing. For me, this game comes from that golden era, 2006 to 2011. The SmackDown vs. Raw games were absolutely phenomenal. So much fun, so much replayability. Just the story modes, everything about them was just class. So that was one that was missing. Picked that up. Again, it's very, very close to mint. Very good condition for a game which is now 17 years old. Game pickup number 2. Actually from the same year was WWE Legends of WrestleMania. I have never played this game. This game is based on WrestleManias 1 to 15. Was heavily criticised at the time. Due to actually lack of replayability and the kind of beefing up of characters to look a bit like action figures rather than looking like wrestlers that they were. But it was only £6. It is kind of starting off the side quest where I'm moving out of the mainline games, but it was there, it was available, and you've seen the video, there was more games didn't pick up that I could have. I've got to try and string this series out as long as I can. Makes more videos, makes it easier to make more videos essentially. And the final pick up, again, back on that side quest, was WWE Raw 2 on the Xbox. And I picked this up for one reason only. Didn't own an Xbox, never played this game, but one of the guys in the group chat did say that they used to play this game non-stop and that it was brilliant. As a non-wrestling fan, just thought it was hilarious. So, yeah. Poor start in terms of trying to find that grail, but really good, worthwhile trip based on picking up these games. Now, on my route back to the airport, I hit up a couple of CEXs after doing some stock checking, as I've said. Let's head back, and I think we are in Evesham. So the weather is fair turned. Hopefully this is legible, but it's windy. It's raining enough that I can't even see my glasses. But yeah, I've done a wee bit of a stock check, and we do have some copies of the Grail, which I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that I'm chasing. So I am in Evesham in Worcestershire. So I'm in Evesham in Worcestershire, and I am gonna go and check out the CEX. I'll see what I can film, obviously, well, depending. And then we'll be back home in the office, and we'll see if there's any pickups. Obviously, I've got the option. I could pick up Sleeping Dogs copy, or I can build on that WWE collection. Let's see how we go on. So that was CEX and Evesham. I was heading back up towards Birmingham Airport. Now, I did do a wrap up whilst walking the streets heading back to the car, but as you'd have heard in the intro section there, it was extremely windy and it got worse on the way out. And even isolating the voice and header just wasn't giving me the clean sound I wanted, so I'm just going to do it all here. It was an interesting one because in the clip that I've just deleted from the edit, I said that it wasn't the worst condition one I've seen. And that I might regret not picking up, and now watching it back in the edit, it is absolutely battered, and I'm so glad I didn't buy it. I do not understand what it is. I can understand a little bit of wear and tear. It is a cardboard sleeve. It's not a grail type game for most people that's like, let's keep this good because it's going to be worth some money in the future. It's very much just, I just want to play again. I want to play the full version, having obviously played the original on the 360. So that was disappointing. However, as a store, it was really well stocked, and I've said this before when we talk about Glasgow. I feel like big towns and cities, they're very tech heavy. That seems to be, and that's obviously CEX's business model is tech. That's how they make their money. Very tech heavy. Whereas that actually was quite good in games. The PS2 section was pretty good. The 360 and PSC sections were pretty solid. As always, there was a nice copy of Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition on that PS4 because there's no cardboard sleeve, which is just annoying. But after I've obviously made my pickups, in retrospect, I wasn't just going to buy stuff for the sake of buying. I was looking for something really clean, and unfortunately, this didn't exist. I keep saying that phrase about curation, but I'm looking for a nice collection that's me. It's a journey, or it's a history of my gaming, not just every game ever made for the sake of it. So I do think at this point it's like one of the better ones I've been in when I've been away from home. Obviously I'm on a bit of a time crunch heading back up for my flight home, but really happy actually that I did take the detour. Like I said, there was some plenty of WWE games, and I keep seeing the same ones over and over again. I think I had them all, apart from one. So I need to make an actual list on my phone so that I know what I'm chasing when I'm out and about. But ultimately, still left a little bit disappointed. I don't like this talk checker. I like to do a proper game hunt, but I think it's just hopeful. It's hope more than anything. I really want a nice copy of this because I want it to sit up here somewhere and be like, this is my game. This is my favourite game type thing. One more CEX now at the airport. Let's check it out. Okay, so not quite heading back to that next CEX yet. I just need one small favour from anyone that's watching. Can you please let us know what your thoughts on this game is? Ross and I stuck it in the vlog the other week when we were kicking about Glasgow, and I keep seeing it, and I'm really intrigued and I want to try it, but is it worth picking up? This time, I promise. Next CEX. I'm now absolutely free. But the interesting thing with these game hunts, as I head to my last stop for this one, is often in the last place I feel a bit nervy because I've not bought anything yet, and at that point I'm like, I need to get something because it's not much of a game hunt without picking up any games. But as you'll have seen, we had a good successful trip to Retro Sect last night, so this is really about just that one copy of the Grail that we're currently chasing. CEX in Solihull. Let's see if it comes through in the clutch for us. Let's talk condition. Okay, so there's been a theme throughout, not only this video, but pretty much all game hunts I'm involved in. And let's start with that Pokemon Blue. The copy in CEX, £125. The copy in Retrosect, £129. And again, the Retrosect copy wasn't perfect, but way more than £4 cleaner. We always have this conversation in these videos about CEX basically setting the market, and it is disappointing when you see that. I think there should be a much bigger difference between the two sets of games. Yeah, I've always preached the CEX 5-year warranty and stuff like that on their tech, and the fact that you can take things back pretty easily is a good thing, but that's disappointing to me. I think there should be a much bigger difference between the two of them. I think CEX need to step up their game when it comes to that. I know they're a tech company, that's how they make their money, but they're so big in the gaming community, I think they do need to start respecting gamers and collectors just a little bit more. Which takes us on to that Sleeping Dogs copy, and if you'll notice, it should look like this. Should be a lovely nice art book inside that cardboard sleeve. Of course there wasn't. It took me a few seconds to click on that it was an imposter, an imposter copy, and I was so disappointed because again the cardboard sleeve wasn't too bad. In fact, in Glasgow last year, one of the CEXs had the copy without the cardboard sleeve, just the art book, and if I just bought that then and bought that there, I could have mashed them together and had a nice copy. Maybe in a few weeks' time you're going to see me play Vinted or eBay Roulette and order it online and see what turns up, because I do want that copy and it's starting to drive me a little bit crazy. As I said earlier, this is one of those CEXs in a bigger town very close to Birmingham, a big city where it is tech heavy, and when I first looked at it, I was like, wow, there's all this stuff here. I got past that with Nintendo, but I looked at the Xbox area, or the Xbox current gen area, and I was like, oh, a lot of games. Then I realised actually on second reflection it was very much volume over quality, quantity over quality. PS3 section almost non-existent, and then even in the PS2 and the original Xbox. Okay, the Silent Hill 4 was a nice see, especially on a shelf. Samsung Saturn Run was £25 when we started making these videos, and it's up to £35, and that's the platinum version. But again, a small section of PC games at the bottom, but really, really poor. Not a lot of quality, and even not a lot of quantity in the areas. So kind of sticks with that theme or that thing that we've seen over the last year making these videos, that the closer you are to big cities, the more tech heavy the CEXs tend to be. That being said, I'm going to call it a success. I only spent £18 after travelling a 600-mile round trip, but 3 more games from my WWE collection in very good condition. Got to check out a new store for the first time, and Retrosect, one that's been on the list for a while. At the time of making this video as well, I mean, I go to Birmingham semi-regularly for work, and I was further south this time, but just obviously there's been an announcement that Old School Gaming in Brierley Hill is going to shut, which is disappointing because Ross is desperate to go and might now not get the chance. I know there's reasons for that, but I think it's important that we do support these local game stores, local retro stores, because they are brilliant and old school. If it's not my favourite, it's definitely in the top 2. I thought it was brilliant, a really good conversation with the guys in there when I was down last year, one of the old vlogs. With that being said, it's time to wrap up this video, so comment down below, let me know how important to you is condition when you're picking up old games. Is it the game you're after, or is it the game plus the idea of collecting it and displaying it that matters? Please as well, if you enjoyed these videos, check out some of the other ones we've got, hit that subscribe button, helps the channel out massively. With that being said, we're back in a couple of weeks with another game hunt. Take it easy, I'll see you then.